I come to you with breaking news. Video games are ruined forever. And who else to blame but Spider-Man? No, but seriously, every game before Spider-Man 2 came out is now ruined. Unfortunately, they have proven that video games can be good in literally every aspect, and they have gone above and beyond in every single aspect of this game. And it makes you realize that every other studio either just kind of cut corners on their games or were just flat out bad at making them. I've played a lot of video games in my time, probably like at least 3. This game made me regret playing almost any other game ever. It baffles me how much we're willing to like take as a community. How much mediocrity are we willing to put up with at this point? This game is the definition of this thing didn't need to go that hard. First thing I want to mention, I can't believe I'm mentioning this first, the lighting in this game is phenomenal. I can count the amount of games where I've complimented the lighting on maybe half of my finger. Bad now, I meant half of the finger on like one, so like 3 or 2 fingers. It has so many shots that look like they could be movie posters, both in cutscenes and just in normal gameplay. They're so good at like lighting it in this super stylized sense that doesn't feel like it's shoving it down your throat. Like they really make the most of each environment. Like most games have like sewer systems and all this like gross looking stuff, and like they think that's just the aesthetic, but no, they have like these eerie warning lights and stuff which give it like a dark red backlight, and you're just like a silhouette inside of it, and then oh, you're about to see the light at the end of the tunnel, so there's this nice cool blue at the end of the tunnel, and that illuminates you, but you're still this silhouette. And when you're swinging through the city and you go up and then you're in the middle of like a sunset, oh my god, chef's kiss. I've said this before and I'll say it again. 2018's Spider-Man was way better than Miles Morales. It was just stronger in every sense except for the combat, and it wasn't even that much better at the combat. This game blows Miles Morales' combat out of the water. I'm glad they finally took a page out of Xenoblade 3 and realized that giving you like 8 separate options that are all easily mapped with the bumpers makes combat so much more fun. You never feel like you're just sitting there mashing the light and heavy attack. I have never in a game felt so free to be as stylish as I want while I'm still trying my hardest. I found the game like really easy, but even during the easy sections, it is never once boring. Combat system is flawless. And the Venom and symbiote powers, oh my god, they could not have done any better with that. Kraven was fantastic. Excellent example of how to do it like a pure evil villain, but still have it be really interesting and service the plot and other characters really well. This is the best Venom incarnation. I don't care what you say. Every second that Venom was on screen was phenomenal. 10 out of 10, perfect. He nailed exactly what this character was meant to be like in the first place. Section where you play as him, I feel like this game is so great because it just lets you be all of the bosses. It lets you be like all of the villains, and it lets you feel like you're never really playing as like a hero. You're always just playing as like someone you're probably gonna have to fight later anyway. And they're all so fun. I don't know how they made the MJ sections fun, but they did. And I hate stealth games, and this was fun. There's like 15 different like genres of games within this game, and those alone, if you take them in isolation, are better than most games of that genre. The pacing is so freaking good. I never once was like, oh, do I have to dredge through this part? It's amazing when a game makes me just like ride on a bike and have a conversation with someone, and I'm like, no, this is good. I'm glad I have a little break right now. Broad take, but Miles tends to be like really mistreated, I think, by writers. I think that like he can be really interesting, and they tend to not make him really interesting. And this game handled him perfectly. I was always the guy who got so much flack for like looking at like Into the Spider-Verse and being like, I feel like they could have done more with Miles, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? He's done perfectly in that. No, this is how you do Miles perfectly. Side note, I don't care what you say, that suit that he gets at the ending looks so dumb. I don't care that it's like the quintessential Miles suit. It's stupid. It just looks bad. Literally the only L in the entire game. Miles is given enough breathing room, but he's not so detached from Peter that you feel like they're trying too hard to make him his own thing. Peter and Miles are integral parts of each other's stories, and this game understands that that is okay. Other pieces of media feel like they just feel so insecure about the fact that Miles is clearly like not who people immediately think of when they think of Spider-Man, which is expected when your franchise has the same main character a million times and then you have a new incarnation of this character. I think if you were to do this with any sort of superhero, it would be Spider-Man, because like as Stan Lee said, like the point of Spider-Man is to be able to have him be like anyone under the mask. It could be you, it could be someone else, like it could be anyone. But Peter Parker was the main character for 90% of Spider-Man media for like years and years, so it's understandable understandable. And this game gets that. It understands that, but it doesn't feel insecure. It doesn't feel like it needs you to be like, no, this character's actually Spider-Man. Like, anyone's Spider-Man, and like, it trusts its audience to know that. Harry was so believable. Really feel like Peter and his, like, the dialogue makes you feel like they have such a good relationship. It's amazing how like MJ and Miles are like my least favorite part of most Spider-Man stories, but they did them so well in this, and I'm just like, this is what I was talking about. Like, you guys are all so mad at me whenever I hate these characters, and this is what I wanted out of them. Did everything that I've ever wanted them to do with these characters in this. Traversal through the city is also amazing. I didn't know how they could improve on like a flawless traversal system, but adding the web wings I thought was gonna kind of ruin it, but it made it so much better. The game just knows how to spend its time in order to make you like spend time on different things at the exact right times for the exact right amount of times, but let you come back to the things when you were just thinking of it. It's like it reads your mind and knows like, oh, well, that was fun, but I kind of wish there was a segment where I could start swinging around. Like, oh, it's back, I can swing around. There's so much content in the game. Like, there's so much stuff to do throughout the whole place. I swear, I was never swinging for more than a couple seconds without having something to do. But even if I did, then it would have been fine because the traversal system is so fun. I did encounter a few glitches with the game. Like, I mean, I was playing it on day 2 and 3 of it coming out, and when the glitches occurred, so like, you know, it's not too bad. They're probably just gonna patch it out. And the glitches were pretty funny, so they didn't like ruin my enjoyment. But there were segments where like, I think my game crashed twice, and like, sometimes it would prompt me to press a button, and no matter how many times I pressed it, it wouldn't let me do it unless I restarted the level and pressed it at a different time. You know, that's stuff that can be patched out, because the entire time I was so forgiving of the game because of how much content was in this game. They could have stopped halfway through this game. It would have been Game of the Year already. If you people don't vote for this for Game of the Year, I don't know what is wrong with you. There can be nothing this year that comes out that's better than this game. I will be shocked if that happens. I'm just gonna say, I don't care what anyone says, better than Across the Spider-Verse, easily. Not even close.